Hello everyone, this is a beginner guide for Recluse where I'll give you 5 tips for playing the Nightreign Mage character, the Recluse. The first tip is to make sure that you always have a seal. Don't only use a staff, you'll need seals in order to cast incantations. You can find seals in 2 places guaranteed. First is in these little shacks that are usually located on the outskirts of the map. There'll be a little altar inside of one of them that you could approach to get 2 to 3 seals out of it. The second location where you can always find seals is in these grand churches. The little altars with the seals can be located in the basement, on the ground floor against one of the walls, or up the scaffolding on the second floor. There's always 2 to 3 seals on these altars, and there's always an altar at these locations. A good way to know where the seals are is based on the type of enemy that you see here. If you see these ghost knight enemies, then the altar with the seals will be underground. If you see snowmen-like enemies, then the seals would be along one of the walls on the ground floor. And if you see the giant golem, then the seals would be up the scaffolding on the second floor. Tip number 2. Try to be able to apply magic, fire, and lightning elements on your own with spells. This is why you need a finger seal. Without a seal, you only have access to 2 elements with staffs, fire and magic. Having a seal gets you access to lightning and holy elements. It's really important to have access to multiple elements through your spells so that you can reliably combine elements to access the more powerful magic cocktails. In a pinch, you can also absorb elements from teammates by untargeting enemies. Teammates using weapon buffs create an elemental residue of that weapon buff that you can absorb, and defensive buffs will create a holy elemental residue that you can absorb. Tip number 3. When you're first learning how to play Recluse, don't worry about memorizing every spell combination for the magic cocktail. You can instead simplify things by knowing the approximate range you need to be in. In general, for 3 elements you want to be at close range, for 2 elements mid-range, and for 1 element long range. Just keep that simple generality in mind for the magic cocktail in the beginning and you'll pretty much never waste it. When you start becoming more familiar with spell combinations, a tip to make sure you can absorb the right element from enemies is to use spells that hit multiple times or have lingering effects like burning. This will ensure that you can absorb that element off your target easily, even if teammates are hitting your target with other elements. As you can see in this clip, I'm using fire spells that leave behind lingering burning effects so that I can constantly absorb triple fire and use the fire cocktail just to roast this boss repeatedly. One of my teammates was actually using a magic weapon, but it doesn't matter so long as I absorb while one of my burn effects is active, I'll get the element that I want. Same thing for if you wanted to absorb the magic element, you'd absorb while Stars of Ruin or some other multi-hitting spell is hitting your target. Spells that do high damage but drain a ton of FP like Azure Comet, Meteorite of Estelle, or any of the Dragon Breath spells will pretty much empty your FP gauge before you get really big damage off unless you do one of 2 things. The first option is to use a magic cocktail Holy plus Magic. This gives you infinite FP for about 8 seconds so that you can do things like this. The second option is to use your ultimate ability. This restores FP as you hit your marked target, delaying the FP drain from using spells like Comet Azure, so again, you can do things like this. So that was 5 tips for playing Recluse. Hope this helps you guys get started playing the Mage and Nightreign. Have fun, and see you in the next video.
I know you told your friend you're not okay, and tell me what's wrong and why you never said you felt that way. Guess you're trying to stay strong and fake a smile until I look away. But I've known you too long, it hurts to watch your blue eyes fade to gray as you fade away, as you fade away.